Jesus told us how to have certainty in uncertain times. When he was teaching his disciples multiple messages about how to live life, about how to relate to God as their Father, about how to relate to each other, he concluded with this. He said, "Therefore, everyone who listens to these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on a rock. The rain fell, the floods came, the winds blew and beat against that house, but it did not collapse because its foundation was on the rock. But everyone who hears these words of mine and never puts them into practice is like a foolish man who built his house on sand. The rains fell, the floods came, the winds blew and battered that house, and it collapsed, and its collapse was total." And that may sound pretty basic, but the reality is many of us need to hear this word and heed it, because our tendency is to, turn on the TV and hear some inspiring message or see a meme on Facebook that says, "Trust God, he's got everything under control." And it kind of lifts our emotion for the moment, gives us a little bit of a peaceful feeling. But we don't actually put into practice the things that Jesus taught us to do. And so while an inspirational saying or message might uplift us emotionally temporarily, it's doing the things that Jesus taught people to do that actually gives us a foundation for our lives, a spiritual foundation, and gives us confidence no matter what the circumstances of life are. We're in very uncertain times right now, obviously. The COVID virus, the economy, people out of work, an election year, just general sense of uncertainty in the world can make people anxious. And you don't really know what the next threat is going to be. You're not really sure what you might be facing. You just have a sense that I'm going to be facing something and I want to be prepared. And Jesus's point in this story is, if your foundation is solid, it doesn't matter what comes, your house will stand. It'll withstand any threat. Likewise, if we follow the teachings of Jesus, our life has a firm foundation. And whether it's illness, whether it's need, whether it's lack of relationships, whether it's political unrest, whatever it happens to be, we, in our souls, in our spirits, have a solid foundation that will allow us to weather whatever times are ahead. And so in this series, Certainty in Uncertain Times, we're going to be focusing on the specific teachings of Jesus that he has called his followers to obey, that will actually give us that peace, that solitude, that sense of confidence that God is for us. And if God is for us, what could possibly be against us? And at this time, we're entering the fall season now. Labor Day kind of kicks off the fall season. The kids go back to school, and we begin to, kind of focus, on the balance of the year. We want to go through the many things that Jesus told us that we could be doing to give us that sense of confidence. So we go into the end of this year and the beginning of next year, knowing who we are, knowing whose we are, and feeling safe no matter what the circumstances, because we're living and doing the things we were taught to do by Jesus.